Guten Tag, Observer, und willkommen in mein Welt. Currently the sun's starting to crest over through my window here, so you might get various light grading as it goes on. But anyway, um, in this episode, we're talking about Germany. However, I've never been to Germany. I've said that in my last couple videos, but if you're just turning in, I have not been to Germany. Um, eh, so what I'm saying right now is pretty much just my experiences talking to Germans that I've met either personally or over the internet. Um, um, and of course, you have to keep in mind I haven't been to Germany. However, I have noticed some things, and I'd like to give my first impressions. And hopefully, by the time my trip to Germany comes, I'm actually planning to go to Germany here in November, which is over 6 months away. Actually, it's what? Yeah, it's over 6 months. 9, 10, 11. It's 8 months away before I go to Germany. But I would like to give my current perception of Germans out there, kind of for like a reference for other people, like what they might experience from just talking to Germans. But really, I would like to give like a post, like a pre, during, and after of my experience in Germany. For example, I'll probably remake this video once I actually visit Germany. And I'm only staying for a week, so that's only going to be a quick picture of Germany itself. So next time I go there, I'll probably be there for like a month or two, and so I'll get even more in depth. So I'm going to try to post videos of my progression and my understanding of German as I'm being introduced to it. But anyway, so in this episode, we are talking about feminism. And gender equality in Germany. Okay, now first I have to give a little background. I am a feminist. I totally believe in equal rights. I personally do STEMS work, which is trying to encourage women um, to pursue their ideals in um, sciences, well, in fields such as science, technology, energy, and mechanics. Okay, I am a geochemist. I tutor people in chemistry. I tutor people in geology a little bit. Mainly, my focus is mainly in chemistry, but I help women in that regard. There is like this horrible, like extremist feminism in America going on right now that is completely horrible. But one thing you have to understand is that things are not equal in America. And when I say that in regards to my experiences to Germany, because Germany is better than America when it comes to gender equality. Um, there are several things that may or may not be true that I know, like that I've learned rather than that I know. Um, for instance, like there's more maternity leave. Both parents get maternity leave. Not maternity leave at that time, but child take caring leave. Um, Women are encouraged to work. Like they're not even really. It seems like they're not even really encouraged, but it's just an understood thing that they work. I mean, of course, that's just like knowledge that I've learned, not my experiences, and I want this video to mainly be about my experiences. But I truly believe in feminism. It is important. It is important for Americans to embrace feminism and try to and move forward with it. However, there are problems with feminism in America where it has become so broad in scope that nothing is getting done and it's discrediting itself. And there are a lot of people in the feminist movement that give it a bad name. And I would really like for it to focus on to a specific point like it used to and tackle one issue at a time instead of doing everything all at once. But anyway, enough with standing on my soapbox here, or sitting on my soapbox. But anyway, um, in regards to Germany, what I have experienced is that all the women I've talked to in Germany work. And they don't just work at little itty bitty jobs, they work the same jobs that most men here would do. Like, I have women in administrative, and I'm friends with a woman who's in administration who doesn't just work as an accountant. Um, and it's, I mean, you get that here in America too, but it's kind of, you wouldn't find your average woman doing that. That's just mainly women who went and got a degree, who just took the initiative, whereas most women probably work fast food or something here, or lesser jobs. And I don't say lesser as a condescending way, but it's just not equal, and usually they're not in upper management and such like that, as I've experienced with the German friends that I've talked to. But another thing that I greatly enjoy, that is like a dream come true, like the fountain of youth has poured over me, like it just absolutely gorgeous, is the ability for intergender conversation. I don't know how, like, if this is true between German men and German women, or if I just have the ability to talk to German women, but the quality of the conversation is so much better. I mean, I can talk to my female friends here. I can talk to general female, such like that. Sometimes. Sometimes. Usually, if I talk to... generally, I talk to more intelligent women. But if I talk to an average woman, they're most likely to perceive me as somebody who's just a perv and just wanting to sleep with them, regardless of what I have to say. And that is horrible. That is absolutely horrible. And even the ones that are smart, well, here's the problem. In America, well, this is a comparative problem. What it seems like in America, compared to Germany, is that women here are not only allowed to be dumb, but they're allowed to pretend to be dumb because of that. Because it is more likely assumed that women are inferior, even though that's a stupid notion to begin with. But a lot of women play to that. And men here kind of like to feel like, oh, well, they're the provider, they're the protector, and such like that. So women generally play on those aspirations, and like, it's really weird. It's really frustrating. Because you have women who are strong that pretend to be weak, and like, it's just really dishonest. And I'm not saying that women are dishonest in general, but there are women who take advantage of the situation, of the gender inequality here in America. And it's ridiculous. However, in Germany, from what I've experienced, women are not allowed to be dumb. They're not given the opportunity to be lazy. They're not given the opportunity to slack off. Like, I mean, they're not given the ability to pretend to be dumb. They're expected not to be dumb. And oh my goodness, does that create so much wonderful conversation. Because whenever I'm talking to a German woman, whether she's a hairdresser, whether she's administrative, or anything, I can have an actual conversation with her. One, there's no, oh, you're a perv type stigma that I get half the time whenever I'm talking to a woman. Of course, I'm a big guy. Like, I'm actually a huge guy. I'm like 330 pounds. I'm not too fat. I'm actually kind of not buff. Like, I'm not cut, but I'm a big guy, and they figure I'm like an aggressive type, that I'm like just looking at them as a sex object, stuff like that. I get that all the time, and it's really frustrating. But it's kind of nice to talk to a German woman and actually be treated as an equal. And it's nice that they are equal. Like, they're not playing dumb. They're not dumb. They're not playing dumb. And they're like, they know a lot and they're completely honest. And it's like, oh my gosh, where have I been living all my life? I mean, I can talk politics. I usually don't because I don't really know the situation over there, but I do know the situation over here. And, well, as much as the media allows me to. I mean, when I say that, it's not like there's a conspiracy to keep people blind and stuff like that. I'm sure there's somebody who believes that that's true. But it's really that American news is more like an action movie or who's who in Hollywood. Whereas I was sitting there talking to one of my German friends because there was a train wreck up like 50 miles north of me where I used to live. Hold on, my computer's acting up a little bit. There was a train wreck above where I used to live, like 10 miles from where I used to live, about 60 miles from where I am now, which I would say that's 60 miles is 100 kilometers. So I was like, oh my goodness, this train wreck, it was actually bad because it rolled over into a river and it was carrying oil, and that oil just created an inferno. And I was like talking to one of my German friends about that, and I was expecting, oh, she's not going to hear it. She's over in Germany. She actually knew about it. Like, I was like, what? How could you know about something in a small little state of West Virginia where half the people here don't even know about it? And it was like, just the quality of the news is better because it's actual news, not this action movie. And like, the women there keep up on it, whereas women here, politics isn't a feminine thing to do. Like, I mean, there probably are women. I mean, obviously there are women who keep up with politics, but I mean, generally, if you don't know politics, that's okay. I mean, that's kind of okay for Americans now too, but I mean, for American males, but that's America in general. It's okay to ignore politics. We don't even know who we're voting for half the time. But in Germany, it's like the women not only understand their politics, but they see what's going on in America too. And it's like, why can't we see other countries? And of course, I was making this about feminism and stuff, but this is just conversation in general. Mainly, I talk to more females. I talk to more German women than I do German men. German men, for some reason, don't like to talk. It seems like they don't have much to talk about, whereas the women are more likely to engage me in conversation. And again, I don't know if that's just because I'm talking to them. I don't know what it's like for a German man to talk to a German woman, but so far, it's freaking awesome. I mean, it's just nice to just forget about the gender roles for a moment, like American gender roles, and just have a conversation with someone. And it's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I can't believe we can't do this in my society. I should be able to just walk up to a woman and, like, just talk to her. Well, I mean, I have female friends, and I do talk to them, but like I said, sometimes they let themselves be played dumber than they actually are, as if, like, their intelligence is something that they can leverage against me later. And that's another thing, as far as dating, women here expect men to know what the problem is, whereas it's, from my experience with German people, if there's a problem in the relationship, they're more likely to tell you, from my experience. I mean, I haven't been in a relationship with a German woman, but if they're willing to tell me that, hey, I'm being a nasty freak, then perhaps they'll tell me if I do something else wrong in a relationship. But that doesn't happen here. It's mainly like, you should know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, I'm going to explode on you later. Because I have intellectual capabilities that you don't know about that I've been purposely hiding from you. And of course, like, I'm not dumb, so I realize that she's just playing dumb half the time. But anyway, like, I have these German friends where it's always like, okay, we're having a conversation, but I gotta keep you at distance because you're probably going to flirt on me later. It's like, that's even my close friends. Like, it's horrible. Like, it's just we have so many things ingrained in our society from like the inequality here, and it's not as bad as like some other countries. I mean, a lot of Americans would look, but that's the main problem with the feminist movement is that a lot of Americans will look at the feminist movement and say, "Why don't you just go do that in like some third world country? Because we don't have that big of an issue here." We do have an issue here compared to like Germany or what I also understand of like Norway, where equality is um, more distributed. But anyway, I just wanted to say, like, it's nice to see equality in another country and to be able to understand that our country is not the best that it could be. Um, and especially, like, it's so amazing. I cannot stress, like, I cannot stress how amazing it is to be able to talk to a woman and not feel like I'm some pervert, or that she will rather that she thinks I'm some pervert, or it's so amazing to talk to a woman and for her not to be dishonest with me and pretend to be dumb. I mean, it's like walking through a cloud of air. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. And I cannot stress how beautiful it is. And I mean, it's there's almost tears in my eyes right now, just how amazing it is for me. But anyway, I haven't quite decided what the next episode's going to be about. I've been like doing this all morning, so I don't know. It'll probably be a while before I think of something, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm learning as I'm going, and so my views may change over time. It's hard to say, but so far my experience of Germany has been pretty cool. I mean, I do understand. Like this is the one thing that like any American, like before in my previous episodes, I was like, okay, well, this could be a potential cultural barrier that might stray an American away. No, this is absolutely perfect. This is what would invite Americans into the German culture. If only it was more accessible. Like for me, I think it's more accessible because I use like Interpals, which is like it's I haven't met the stereotype yet where it's almost impossible to talk to a German stranger. I haven't met that yet. However, I think that Interpals kind of breaks that barrier because obviously that German is there to meet somebody, to meet a stranger, so it's easier to talk to them. So I think that with that barrier gone, like that's something that Americans would really enjoy about Germany. What Americans would really enjoy about Germany is being able to talk and having equality. We don't have that here. I mean, we don't have it the same way you do, and the way y'all do is it's amazing, at least from my experience. And if there was less of that stranger barrier that Germans have, like this is a barrier that seems, from my understanding, that Germans put up. That if that barrier wasn't there, it'd be American heaven, as far as that goes. But anyway, I hope you understood what I said like that. That could be interpreted, that could be offensive. I hope you interpret it in the way that I actually meant it. That, like, not, oh, Germans, blah, 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 blah. It's your fault that Americans don't like it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there is, from my understanding, there is a little bit of a barrier there. That if Germans kind of peeled that barrier back a little bit in that regard, Americans would love it. And it would be amazing if they knew more about it. Because America is, like I said, not the best in that regard. Anyway, that's all I have to say on this matter. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Tell me about what you think about equality. I know I brought up feminism. Please do not like go feminazi or anything like that. Like, oh, that I just realized that was probably bad to say. But anyway, like, if you're extremist, please try to like. I welcome all comments, but please try to keep it neutral. Like, if you're going to be on here like a guy being like, oh, women are like this, blah 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 blah. Please don't. I mean, evaluate feminism in a general light. Like, don't base it off of extremists. Extremists, please don't pollute the waters. That's not what I'm really wanting here. I'm just wanting to demonstrate the differences in equality, okay? But anyway, feel free to leave comments below. Tell me about your experiences. German men, tell me how, if it's actually as easy to talk to German women as I'm experiencing, or if it's actually incredibly difficult. Just let me know. That'd be perfect. And Americans, tell me what you think of what I just said. And if you've had experiences with Germans, with German feminism or German equality, or if you're a German feminist, let me know what that's like. What are your what issues seem to be prevalent in Germany? But anyway, that's all I have to say. Hope to see y'all next time. Auf Wiedersehen.